After years of dreaming about one day owning a Herman Miller Aeron chair, today is finally the day, and I managed to find a way to pick one up for quite a reasonable price, but there is a slight catch to that. Hey, I'm Robert, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my journey of purchasing an Aeron chair, how I managed to get quite a good discount, and is the chair actually worth it? So let's get into it. My chair should be arriving in the next couple of hours, so let me tell you why I chose an Aeron. The chair I've been using for the past year or so now has been the Saihu Doro C300. It's been a great chair for me. The look of the chair is amazing. I always get comments on my Instagram photos about it, and overall it is a very comfortable chair. But as I'm getting older now and starting to get all those back pains, for the amount of hours I sit in a chair all day, I think I needed to upgrade to something that is a bit more posture focused. And after a lot of umming and ahhing over the price tag, I finally came to the conclusion that I wanted an Aeron chair. And I'm presuming if you're watching this video, then maybe you're in a similar mindset that I was in. So where exactly did I buy my Aeron chair from? I think we can all agree that Herman Miller chairs are super expensive. Maybe the chair is actually that good, or maybe the Herman Miller name just adds that much tax to the price tag. Either way, I wanted to find out for myself. I knew I could stomach purchasing an Aeron chair if I managed to find a good discount or a good price on a used one. So my first thought was going onto my computer and seeing if there was any used office furniture stores around me that I could try out the chair. Unfortunately for me, there is a place called City Used Office Furniture that has quite a lot of showrooms in the UK, one that was very close to where I live, so I popped down. This not only gave me a good option of a place I could buy my Aeron chair from, but it just gave me the ability to actually sit in the chair and see how comfortable it is, whether it's the right chair for me, and what size I would need. As if you didn't know, Herman Miller chairs come in 3 sizes, size A, B and C, and just depending on your size and weight will determine what size fits best for you. And I kid you not, within about 5 seconds of sitting in this Aeron chair, my back clicked, so I knew this was the chair for me. Although they were selling Aeron chairs for about half the price of a new one, they unfortunately didn't have the configuration that I was looking for. But this still filled me with so much confidence after sitting in the chair, knowing this was the right chair for me and what size I needed, which was a size B. And for reference, I'm 5'11" and I don't know my weight, did not want to check, but for 5'11", a size B was perfect. I was about to throw in the towel and just buy directly from Herman Miller, but as I was just about to click buy now, I did a little bit more research and I found a Reddit page where they were talking about an eBay store. More specifically, a Herman Miller eBay store. This eBay store is a way for Herman Miller to sell discontinued products or customer returns, as if you go on the Herman Miller site, they don't have an outlet section. So this is basically it. They say in every product description that there may be some minor scratches, some signs of wear, but all the chairs will be fully functional and won't have any missing parts. And as I started looking at the reviews, most people were saying that the chair was practically brand new and came in the original packaging. And this all sounds great, but what is that catch that I mentioned at the start? Well, most of the products on this eBay store don't actually show the used chair, they just use the imagery from the official Herman Miller site. I think they do this because instead of having to create a new listing every time a new chair comes in, they can just update the quantity available on that specific listing. So you're basically gambling on a product that you don't know what the condition is like, and if it is a bit more used than what you were hoping for, you can't return it, as they do say on every listing that there are no returns or exchanges. But even with all that in the back of my mind, just knowing this was coming directly from Herman Miller and not just some random reseller filled me with so much more confidence. So I bought one. This is the original listing of the chair that I bought, the Aeron Gaming Edition, with all the optional extras included. If you were to buy this chair brand new, it would cost you £1,371, whereas I paid £870, which is about 37% off, or about £500. This is all great and all, but I have no clue what the condition of this chair is going to be like. I really hope it's in somewhat good condition, I don't mind some minor scratches so long as when I'm taking pictures of it for my Instagram and YouTube, you don't really see it. But yeah, I'll turn the camera back on when the chair has actually arrived so we can unbox it together and see what the condition is like. I am very nervous. It's practically a brand new chair. Yeah, there's literally there's no marks, there's no scuffs. Oh, there might be a scuff now, but yeah, it's practically brand spanking new. I'm so happy. So it's been just over a week since I received my Aeron chair, and if you couldn't tell by the video, I was more so relieved just knowing that £900 of my money almost wasn't wasted on buying this chair. I honestly wasn't putting on for the camera. I'm not affiliated with Herman Miller in any way. This chair didn't come with any marks or any scratches on it at all. I think only besides it not coming in the original packaging would be the only way you could tell that this wasn't a brand new chair from the official Herman Miller site. So first I want to talk about the chair and if I think it's worth the money, and then I'll talk about would I recommend you purchasing from this eBay store. All in all, I think the Aeron is an amazing chair. I do kind of get the hype about it now. As soon as you sit in the chair, it almost feels weightless. It's quite a hard thing to describe, but it is different to all the other chairs I've sat on previously. Maybe it's the quality of the mesh they use, or maybe it's something to do with the mechanics of the chair. But the main thing I bought this chair for was to help fix my posture. And the benefit with this chair is it's pretty much impossible to sit in this chair in a non-ergonomic position. Which overall, I've just found that it makes me feel a bit more productive when I'm sat at my desk because I'm not slouching or just laying back in my chair. I'm sitting up straight and I'm ready to work basically. And to be honest, although this chair has came with all the optional extras included, like all the lumbar support, I haven't messed around with any of it. The only thing I have adjusted is the height of the armrest to be aligned with my desk, but all the rest of the stuff I haven't really touched. I probably will in the future, but straight out of the box, I find it really comfortable to sit on. But the main question is this chair worth the money? And I think this is a very similar example to asking if the Apple Studio display is worth the money. If you look at your monitor for a couple hours a day, just browsing the web, checking up on emails, then the Apple Studio display is a massive overkill. But if you rely on your monitor for color accuracy and you spend most of your time looking at a monitor, then why not invest? And I think the same goes with the Aeron. If you just sit in your chair for a couple hours a day, then there's really no point getting this chair. But if you're like me, say if you're a content creator, or if you're a designer, or just someone that sits at their desk for long periods of time, day after day, then I really don't think you should feel guilty about investing in pieces that will not only help your posture and hopefully save your back in the future, but just investing in things that you know you're going to use day after day. The only thing I would highly recommend is that you go sit in this chair in person, because from what I've experienced and what I've talked with other people, it does kind of sound like Marmite that you're either going to love the chair or you're going to hate it. And as you can tell, I love it. Now the other big question is, would I recommend you buying from the eBay Herman Miller store? This is a really hard question to ask, as I'm trying to think back to when I bought this chair, and I remember thinking, if I didn't also have the note in my head that this would make a really good YouTube video, would I actually buy this chair? And I think the answer probably would have been no, as I know if I had saved up all this money over time I really don't think I could have gambled it away on a chair that I hadn't seen before, just to maybe be disappointed when the chair arrived and it wasn't in as good condition that I was hoping for. But now that I have received my own chair, and thinking back to all the reviews on the eBay store, I think there's only one neutral review and the rest are all positive. If a friend was asking me right now, today, and they want to buy a Herman Miller chair, I would recommend that they go buy from this eBay store. I think just knowing that this comes from Herman Miller themselves, and in their store bio, they do say that these are brand new returns from customers from their retail site, and after receiving my chair, I can honestly say that is completely accurate. It is basically a brand new chair. If you are thinking about purchasing a Herman Miller chair from the eBay store, just make sure you fully understand the risk that, let's say your chair comes and it's not as brand new as mine is, you can't return it and you can't get a refund back for it. So long as you're okay with the risk over reward, I think it's a pretty good option. So there's my little hidden gem that I found of buying a Herman Miller chair for a reasonable discount. Do let me know if you've ever purchased from this eBay store and what your experience has been like, as I would love to know. But I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one.